It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're really on a mission. And our mission is to inspire, but more importantly, our mission is to empower and it's to provide you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And on this particular episode, we have the one and only Linda Hayles. I got that right, I hope. And she'll be talking about never charge what you're worth. What's going on, Linda? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Great. Now, folks are going to read your bio. They can look below. They'll see how famous you are and all that. But they're like, Shay, what's this topic? Never charge what you're worth. Okay. It sounds kind of crazy, I know. But take a moment, if you would. And in today's time, why are women, I know you focus on women and others, but female women who are high achievers, by the way, why, when it comes to business or maybe in their careers, why do they struggle with asking for more than they're worth? I mean, it sounds like it's easy, just ask. But
Right.
why? What's the big challenge out there? Seriously.
Hey, well, to get things started, I know you said, hey, people can go read about me. But if you don't know, right now you're about to find out. I have a very disruptive brand. I like to just say things that go against the grain because they make you think. And I work with entrepreneurs who, like Shay, they stand out. So saying something as bold as don't charge your worth. And here's why I believe it. Okay. So if you Google today, right now, I just Googled this before we got on this interview. Right now, I Googled this. And what I put into Google was the state of Black women's worth. And it says a married cohabitating Black woman has a median net worth of 31,500. There's another study on the Daily Beast and CNBC that says that the average wealth for a single Black woman is $5. If you Google what the average worth of a Hispanic woman, it is $0. Single Black women without a bachelor's degree, ages 20 to 39, have a net worth of $0. 40 to 59 with a bachelor's degree, $1,000 to $2,000. And I can keep going. And I know from personal experience, being a Hispanic woman with a bachelor's degree, when I got divorced, I was living the life that church taught me, that my culture taught me. Hey, get married. A man is going to be your covering. A man is going to provide. And when that was no longer there, my worth was $0 because I was a stay-at-home mom. And as fulfilling as that was for me, and it still is. If you ask me, what is the thing I'm most proud of? It is the fact that I raised 3 amazing children who did not turn out to be like my mom's children, who went in and out of jail and all that stuff. So I work with people who are disruptors, and usually they're the first in their family to achieve things, and they're still believing that they need to charge their worth. But imposter syndrome kicks in because their worth, their real bank account is saying that they're in the negative. Their real 401k, they've borrowed against it or they have emptied it out. So there is no worth. And the thing is that most people believe that that's my self-worth. I don't want you to charge your worth. I want you to go see what people are paying to some other expert in the marketplace for the thing that you do, because you are an expert. And I want you to charge what the marketplace is paying, not your worth.
One of the reasons I was looking forward to this conversation, not only your energy, not only your passion, and shout out to Steve Bacon, who connected us, by the way, together. He's an amazing, incredible human being. He still has me listen to that song, This Is What Legends Are Made Of, by the way. I never heard that song until I met the guy. But in all seriousness, what makes this conversation unique and different? I want all the entrepreneurs out there to lean in. Even if you're a male, you should lean in around that Linda understands sales. And I want her to take a moment, and she might not wasn't planning on talking about this, but for folks that are going to charge what they're worth, there's a number of entrepreneurs, and we have dualpreneurs that are on this line right now and are watching us, by the way, Linda. They're women, which you're familiar with, and they got full-time jobs. They got a full-time business that they're doing as an entrepreneur. They have families that they're raising. They have other commitments. And when you mention the word sales, oftentimes it's just it's like, oh God, not that. So number one, why do entrepreneurs, especially I'll say women in this case, and that's your expertise as well, why do they fight against sales, and why do you work so hard, and what do you teach them to overcome the barrier of what sales is these days?
Mm, I think that when I only work with people who are experts, right? And so they'll come to me and they'll say, "Oh, I'm just not. I don't want to show up anymore. This is not working." And I'm like, "No, no, no, no. It's not that it's not working. It's that you are great at what you do, but you don't understand sales and sales psychology. You don't understand that sales is a feeling that we convey to the other person that makes them want to give us their money. Literally, it's emotional. This is why I don't work with people who are not experts, because I don't teach people who just have this idea. Hey, Linda, I have an idea. Oh, yeah, you should go charge 25,000 for that. No, I don't believe in that either. But you lie to yourself, because here's where I'm going. When you're on a sales call, you're transferring. You're either transferring certainty that they're going to give you their money and it's going to work, or you're transferring uncertainty. But your prospect, the person that's on the sales call, they don't know that you're just not certain about selling. They just know that she's stuttering too much. He's saying too much. He's beating around the bush. It's not that you're beating around the bush, it's that you don't know how to sell. You're really great at what you do. So what the person picked up on was, I don't feel comfortable. I don't think they know what they're doing. You do know what you're doing. You just don't know how to sell. Make sense? And so because
Mm-hmm.
they're not confident at that, they're transferring. When they get off the call, they're like, that person didn't, they look good on social media. Them pictures are fly. Because you be investing money on that brand photo shoot, man. And then when you get on the sales call, you're like, well, oh man, my coach told me that I should say 6,000 now. Hey, 2,500.
All right.
They don't even buy it at 2,500 because you weren't confident. You're just not confident in sales. That's why I don't want you to charge your worth, because you've been thinking, well, no, you need to go find out. For example, you just spoke about people who are dualpreneurs who are still working in corporate America and they have their business on the side. So I'm part of a mastermind. Most people who are doing great in their life and their business, they join other masterminds. They have coaches. So I have some. In that mastermind, someone just made a post today that said, I'm so glad I looked up the salaries of a chief diversity officer, because when I found out their salary, it gave me confidence in doubling my rate. Because, see, all of this is stuff that you can Google. All of this is stuff that you can go find out so that you can have the certainty. I can charge more for this. I can demand more. It's not that you're asking for more of the janitor. They don't have that type of salary. But the chief diversity officer, they could pay you $10,000 a month, when the whole time you were like, well, 2,500 might be it. Make sense?
Yes, and I'm curious if you can, if I mean you're spot on. I like to tackle it from two angles if we can. One angle is for the person that just needs to shift their mindset. They might be thinking, well, what should I be thinking? I mean, she's talking about have confidence. I got confidence. I'm out there every day. I mean, you see how hard I work. Well, I don't know. I don't know what it takes to have the mindset of a sales champion, but Linda knows, and that's number one. And then I know you can handle it. And the second part of the question is going to be, what's one suggestion or one way they can start the conversation so that they can ask for the money? So it's two parts. Some of you might just be all about mindset. It's about belief systems, and she's going to share some things you can do. And for others, you're like, just tell me what I should say. Should I ask them that this is the cost and be quiet like they teach you? Or what should I do? Now, it's unfair because you're all at different places and different spaces, but I'm going to ask Linda to do the best she can because she can help you. And if you're out there now and you're an entrepreneur and the only thing holding you back is really, as she said, charging what you're worth and getting paid what you're worth, then you're at the right conversation. You're in the right time and you're talking to the right person. That's Linda Hayles. So take it away, Linda.
All right. So because I deal mostly with women, but Shay is right. This affects everyone. So he said it right. Well, I'm confident. Man, do you see what kind of car I drive? Man, I got my own house. Man, I'm raising these kids. Do you see like my Louis Vuitton bags and my shoes and this hair? And do you see what kind of car I drive? Like, I'm confident. Yes. because that's the outer you. That's not your representative. That's who you are. Everything about you is showing us what you have achieved. But your achievements do not give you the skill set to understand human psychology. There's reasons why people buy, and not just why they buy from you at different price points. Like the person who drives the Bentley, it's not that they're too good for a Toyota Corolla. They started out at a Toyota Corolla, but now they've earned their right and their place to be at the Bentley. And the biggest thing is, I'm worth it. I deserve this Bentley. I'm worthy of it. So when you are saying, I'm confident, why can't I sell? You need to understand how buyers buy, and whatever price point that you're selling, how does that person like to buy? Let me give you a great example. I buy jewelry from a jewelry company out of New York called Dylan Lex. They have never done this before. They did this weekend. They sent me a reel of the actual collection for the fall. It's not on the website yet. And they said, hey, this is our fall collection. It's coming out. If you see any piece, no, the text message said, hey, my name is so and so. I am a stylist at Dylan Lex. If you see any pieces that you like, let me know so that we can just get them off for you and sell them, get them to you before they sell out. What I would have done differently is, hi, this is Linda. I'm your stylist at Dylan Lex.
Ooh, I like
Because
that.
high-end buyers like to feel exclusive. I want a private invitation, but you're scared to go into DM. Private, I don't want. Someone invited me to her first, it's the first time she's having a live event. And she was like, Linda, she sent me a voice clip. And I said, girl, I was waiting for your private invitation. I was going to be upset if you didn't send me a private invitation. I don't go to the sales page like everybody else. Because you don't understand how the high ticket person buys. I want to feel exclusive, boo. And I want to be like, here's the $30 for the valet. But literally, Linda, the car's right there. You can't walk to it. Nah. Nah. Because I like how I feel when the car's pulling up and I be talking smack. I be like, oh, that's a nice car. Yeah, I know it's mine. We
Mm-hmm.
like that. It's a little bit of both. It's a little ego. But the high end buyer, they want to feel that you personally reached out and it's exclusive, but you're scared to reach out to them. That's exactly what we want, a personal invitation.
I love it. That's spot on. And I did start off saying that a lot of folks know you, but there's some folks that are meeting you for the very first time, Linda, and they're like, "Oh, well, it's easy for her to do it. I mean, she, hadn't had any challenges. It's okay for her to do it. This just comes naturally. She's a natural person. They really don't know your backstory that led you to the pivotal moment you're at now. So do you mind if we just slow down for a second and you maybe kind of share, hey, a little bit of your backstory, and then what was the pivotal moment that you knew that you was born and have a superpower helping females really not only charge what they're worth, get paid what they're worth, but reach the highest level of success?
Yes, I will. So I grew up in church, Pentecostal church, super, super holy roller parents. Actually, this dress is really long. It's a summer dress, but it's long. And I was jokingly saying to myself as I saw my image in the mirror this morning, man, I look Pentecostal as hell today. I ain't even rolling with these people no more. But so it's a lot of conditioned behavior. But my father and my mother both had their own business. Here's what I didn't know then that I know now. Both of my parents knew how to make money. They were great at what they did. I grew up in a home where my parents were always home. Nobody had to, leave jobs to come pick me up from school. But what they didn't know how to do was put their money aside, invest in their business, scale it, invest into retirement. When my father passed away when I was 21, my mom had to file bankruptcy and she lost the house. And so many of us are still doing that. We have a great skill set. We know how to make money. But when you only know how to make money, what happens when you are sick and you can't work anymore? That money starts coming in. You've been the workhorse of the family. Y'all be going back to like where you started from the bottom. And now you're back at the bottom because the main breadwinner is gone. So I was very turned off to entrepreneurship because growing up, I didn't understand that. I was just like, why did my parents have their own business? And then my father died and my mom is struggling. He left us to struggle. But then when I was 32, I joined a multi-level marketing company. And in that multi-level marketing company, I started to drink the Kool-Aid because I be buying into the vision, honey. If you want anybody on your team, it's this girl right here. I'd be like, let's do it. I'd be jumping in both feet with no floaty into the deep end. Okay. And so I joined that company. I won a car. I started qualifying for my first free car that same month. I became a sales director and then an executive sales director, and I was spinning off leadership. I did not know that what I was learning in that company was to give people results fast. So that's a skill set that I picked up there. Fast forward, I get divorced. I actually slept in my car January of 2010. I'm not talking about 1902, 2010, behind the Burlington Coat Factory in Orlando, Florida. And if you'd have told me I was going to be homeless or in my car, man, I was so ashamed I couldn't tell my mom or nobody. So I moved to Houston, Texas in 2013, and I have this great skill set that helped me in my multi-level marketing career that I picked up being a child of two entrepreneurs, that I was okay speaking in front of people because I grew up with a microphone in my hand in church. But because I was struggling financially, I didn't see how can I package this and sell this. I was great at sales, but like everybody else, I didn't know how to sell it online. I didn't know how I could bring this into the marketplace. So because I have a degree in psychology, I started coaching women on how to have better relationships. But I was like, man, this is really not for me. And like most entrepreneurs, we evolve into the thing that we really wanted the whole time. Right. And so here I am in 2020, 2019, my business made $11,000 because I was a dualpreneur. I was working full time. I was taking Zoom calls for my lunch break. But in 2020, when the pandemic happened, that's the year that I did $251,000. I was just going for six figures, like everybody out there. Ooh, I just want to make six figures. No, and now I'm telling you right now, if you're shooting for six figures in your business, you're shooting for entrepreneurial poverty. Okay, that's not even a thing. That's not even a goal. And so I did that in 6 months, and I've never looked back since. So 2020, the year of the pandemic, when everybody was lowering their prices, I raised my price from 10,000 to 25,000 in the middle of the pandemic, and people paid it. Why? Because let me tell you why. This is the answer, the second part to the question, Shay. I was on LinkedIn and I was looking at these male executive coaches out of the UK. God forgive me, but some of them was just straight up clowns. Okay, I was like, I know this fool is not charging no $250,000, and people paying his crazy behind, but people were. And I went to their websites, and I was just taken aback by the foolery. And I know that I am 20 times better than that person, and I got the degrees and the life to prove it, and the receipts. So this is where I learned to go look at what people are paying for this in the marketplace and stop charging my worth and charge what people are paying and then some. Child, Shay, I'm preaching, man. Do you see this?
No, but you're telling the truth, and for some of you, this is exactly what you need. You have all the skills. You've taken all the training. You bought the books. You watched the YouTube videos. You've been to the conferences and so forth. You're like, it's time for you to step up and charge not what you're worth, but charge what the market is willing to pay. And it's so much higher than where you are. But she mentions a couple of things that it's about getting results, it's about adding value where folks are today. We have a segment here called Today is My January 1st. And today is our January 1st is just is one of our own things here at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Now, for some of you, you waited for this moment. I know every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can't wait to echo those words. Today is my January 1st. Today is my January 1st. And I know it feels so good. And others of you, you're tuning in for the very first time. And if that's you, welcome, welcome, welcome to the family. Today is my January 1st, represents a do-over. It represents a fresh start. It means our past, doesn't matter what's happened in the past. It really no longer equals the future. So my question to Linda, when she hears those words, today is my January 1st, what does she hear? And what was maybe another time where there was a setback in her life that she had to bounce back from that?
I believe so much in that today is your January 1st. So the first thing that came to my mind was Happy New Year! That's the
Only
first
Linda
thing.
Hayles. Only Linda Hayles.
Okay? It's a party.
Only you. I love it.
Hold on. Let me throw some money. Happy New Year. Throw that money. I got a money gun, honey. Look at this. Look at this. I got this money sitting on my desk. Okay.
Woo! Woo!
Okay. It's fake money, but hey, it stands in for the money that I'm gonna close when I get on these sales calls. So it's January 1st. Go to Amazon.com and buy you 30 stacks. $30,000 and put them on your desk. Seriously. Put them on your desk so that you're like in the mindset. And are you asking me to give people a strategy on what they should do if it was January
No,
1st to make some money?
I was just wondering if you had another moment. There was a January 1st moment for you where you had to bounce back, or if you wanted to share a story maybe of a client
Oh,
that you work with and how they was
and let
able to
me
bounce
tell
back.
you right now, this whole year has been January 1st. My mother had open heart surgery in March, and then she's got an infection that won't go away. She's almost 80. I have a son who's going through tremendous life changes because of his own choices. But, it's like the pastor got the house falling apart. I'm like, how am I in the transformation space and my own son need me to
I get it.
choke
I
him?
get it.
You know what I'm saying, boy? Do you know?
Yeah.
Like, do you know who your mother is? Get with the program.
All right.
It's been money after money after money. So I could, my daughter graduated from college cum laude, and then she applied to the law school that she wanted. She didn't get in, so she's home going to the community college, taking a logic class, getting ready for the LSAT again. All of that is life changes that I could have said, oh man, everything's so hard right now. I'm just not, clients are not, I can't sell. I'm in a funk. Oh, that's a favorite phrase for women. I'm in a funk. I just can't. Girl, if you don't get off my phone talking like that, you better get with this. And throughout this whole time, I've been interviewing my clients, Shay. They've been winning, making six figures. I've been closing $40,000 sales, $60,000 sales, $30,000 sales. I mean, there is no, oh, I'm in a funk. If
Yeah.
you're doing this for a living, then some of my clients have access to me on Boxer, and I used to get these, Linda, what do you do when you don't feel like it? I feel like it. Like, there is no magical thing. At a certain age, you're the provider. Like, this is what you got to do. So if it's January 1st and nobody's ever spoken like this to you, I'm not trying to make you angry. I'm trying to tell you, stop looking for, oh, I'm a woman. I like to be held as much as every other woman, right? But and this whole talk about feminine and masculine, yo, making money is masculine. Make money. I'm not talking about what you do in your relationship and be soft and receive and let him hang up the pictures and put gas in your car, right? But when you don't feel like it, dust it off and feel like it. Like, there's no magical thing for that. It's January 1st. Everything's ahead of you. Like, literally right now is January 1st. You can make six figures before the end of this year. And depending on where you are already and how much you're charging already, you can make multiple six figures before the end of this year. Period.
Said that is said so well. One of the questions I love to ask is one of my favorite questions, which is really what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever received. And I'll frame the conversation around this that you've, I'm sure, had so many mentors along this journey of life, unless you got here by yourself, obviously. And of all the mentors you've had, and I know there's been so many, what's one piece of advice that you still hold near and dear in your heart that you're going to pass on to us that'll help you and me and the audience do so much better? And you, the audience, this is the time you get to lean in, right? Because you get to walk away with a piece of advice that you could use for the rest of your life. Although you may never meet Linda Hayles' mentors, you get the piece of advice. So, what's the best piece of advice you've ever been given, Linda?
I'm going to tell you what it is. It's not necessarily that a mentor said these words, it's that here's the piece of advice: be okay questioning what you think is real. For me, that was religion. So, one of the mentors that I worked with in 2020, he is very woo, ayahuasca trips and, you know, um, wealth consciousness and a whole lot of spirit told me and no glory to God because we grew up in church. So we're like, nah, we're not going to give the glory to no spirit. We're going to give the glory to God, right? And someone else in my shoes would have said, I'm not hiring that guy because he doesn't say God or he doesn't say Holy Spirit. That man, hiring that man, me being able to put religion in a little box and get what I could from him. Because I didn't hire him to shift my belief in God. I hired him to shift my business and my money mindset. And through working with that man, I learned the meaning of wealth consciousness. I learned to charge what the marketplace would pay me, not my worth. So the thing that I would give you the best advice is question, be okay questioning what you know. No one is asking you to leave God behind. But sometimes the woo person can give you something that you need that's going to put you in a slingshot. I say that's what I do for my clients. I put you in a slingshot. And then we shoot you off and your business just grows. But you've got to be able to let go of some of the limited crap because it's really crap. It's not helping you.
Yeah. What type of clients, as we come down the home stretch, I guess one of my final questions is, what type of clients are you looking to work with today if your firm's taking on any clients? And number two, how can folks best connect with you? Like over and beyond this conversation, how can they best connect with you, to meet with you and your team, just to see how you can best grow their business?
Yes. Oh my God, the ADHD kicked in. What was the first question?
What type of clients do you work with these days? Someone listening might be like, oh my gosh, I'm just getting started. Will Linda Hayles take me on? Or someone else might be saying, well, I'm a veteran at doing this, but I'm not perfect. I'm looking to grow. So what type of female clients does Linda look for these days? And then what's the best way for them to connect with you?
Thank you, Shay. Thank you. See, you too can be successful. You can forget what you're doing midway. I work with women who are experts at what they do, and they their bank account doesn't match that they're an expert. So someone would say, "Well, that's a newbie." No, 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 no. If you just have an idea for a business, that's not my ideal client. My ideal client is a woman who has the degrees, the letters, the titles, the accolades, and she wants to monetize that. And she's already is monetizing it or doesn't know how. That's who I work with. Okay. Um,
Okay.
those
And
women,
then
I
what's
call
the
them
best way for them to connect with you? How can they
all,
connect with you?
they connect with me through either Facebook, Linda Hayles. I'm 50. I know I look cute, but I'm 50, so I be on Facebook. Okay, don't be trying to find me. I'm somewhere else, but I be on Facebook. That's my jam. And if you ever worked with me, I would teach you to send people to a dedicated page where they just can convince themselves that you're the person for them. And that page for me is coaching.lindahales.com. Coaching.lindahales.com. And so if you look at anyone like Shay, when he reached out to me, I went down the rabbit hole. And I was like, oh, he an expert. Oh, this is what he does. Oh, look at his page. Oh, please. I got to connect with this dude. You know, he got that funnel down. That's exactly where you would go to coaching.lindahales.com to sell yourself on, is this really for me? Yeah, that's it.
Well, I tell you what, thanks so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show, Linda. You're amazing. You're incredible. And not only are you setting women free, but you're also creating financial freedom that they can leave for a legacy for future generations. So thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you.
And thank you. Thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here at the Happy Entrepreneur Show every night, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I love to share these words and tell you that you are amazing, tell you that you are awesome, tell you that you've got so much greatness inside you. And the fact that you're here right now tells me you're a game winner, you're a game changer, and that for you, today is your January 1st. And for you, your best is still yet to come. Isn't that exciting? Your best is yet to come. Your best is still yet to come. With that being said, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone, and we'll make some good things out. We connect again next time. Peace, Linda. We out. Bye-bye, everybody.